everyone, welcome to MARIYAM'S Reading Haven. Today in this episode I'll be sharing with you The Naughtiest Girl in the School by Ellen Blyton. Chapter 4, Elizabeth Gets into Trouble. As Nora was about to lead the way down to the playroom, she glanced at the chest of drawers to see if they were tidy. When she glanced at Elizabeth, she saw that there were about a dozen things on it. "Look here," she said to it, "this poor girl can't count to 6. Poor Elizabeth, fancy not being able to count to 6. "I can't," said Elizabeth fiercely. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Everybody squealed with laughter. "She can count," said Nora. "Well, Elizabeth, count your things and take 5 away, or can't you do taking away? There are 11 things on your chest. Take away 5 and leave 6, which is the number I told you to have." "I'm not going to take any away," said Elizabeth rudely. "Aren't you?" said Nora in surprise. "Well, if you aren't, I will." The angry Irish girl picked up a hairbrush, the 3 photographs, and the mirror. She went to a box under the window, took a key from her pocket, and unlocked it. She put the 5 things inside and locked the box. "That's what happens when people can't count," she said. Elizabeth stared at her in rage. "Give me my things back. I want those photographs at once. They're Mummy and Daddy and my pony too." "Sorry," said Nora, putting the key into her pocket. "You can have them back when you apologize and tell me that you know how to count." "I shan't," said Elizabeth. "Just as you please," said Nora. "Now come on, everyone, let's take the eatables down to the playroom." "I don't want to bring mine. I want to leave them here." "Well, if you do, they'll ruin the box along with the photographs," said Nora firmly. "The rule is that all eatables go downstairs." Elizabeth stood sulking, looking at her cake, her jam sandwich, her chocolate, toffee, and shortbread. Then she picked up her tuck box and followed the others. She did not want them to go into the tuck box. She had seen enough of Nora to know that the young lady was very determined. They clattered down the oak staircase. At one side of the hall was an open door leading into a very large room lined with cupboards and bookcases. It was full of boys and girls. Some were talking, some were playing games, some were putting away cakes into tins. They were all busy and happy and called out greetings to Nora as she came into the room. There was a gramophone going in one corner. Elizabeth stopped to listen to it, for she loved music, and it was playing a tune that her mother played at home, and suddenly the little girl felt as she wanted her mother very badly. But never mind, she thought to herself, "I shan't be here long. I don't expect they'll keep me more than a week if I'm awfully naughty." "Here's some empty tins," said Nora, handing some down from a shelf. Catch, Helen, catch, Elizabeth. Here's a big one for you, Belinda. Just store that enormous cake." Soon they were all putting away their things. Nora took slips of paper from a pile and wrote their names on. "Stick your name on a tin," she said, licking hers and sticking it on the side of her tin. "I would like to see the classroom," said Belinda. Ruth said she would show her round and the whole school, and off she went with Belinda and Helen. Elizabeth followed, as she wanted to see how the school was like. She had seen the dining hall with a great room with big windows and tables. It was only used for meals. Then there were classrooms, big sunny rooms all over the place with neat desks and chairs and a big desk for the teacher. There were blackboards everywhere, just like the one that Miss Scott had used for Elizabeth. "No, this is our classroom," said Ruth to the new girls. "I expect we'll all be in Miss Ranger's class. She's pretty strict, I can tell you. Nora's in a higher class, of course. She is older. She's a jolly good sort, don't you think so?" Everyone said agreed except Elizabeth. She didn't like Nora because she had locked away her 3 photographs, a hairbrush, and a comb. "This is the gym," said Ruth, and the 3 new girls looked in wonder at the great room. Elizabeth wished that she could do some gym before she left the school. She loved climbing and swinging and jumping. There were so many bedrooms like her own, and then there was a part of the house put aside for Miss Best and Miss Bell. You will have to go and see the heads after tea. They are a good sort. But by that time the 4 girls had gone over the lovely grounds and had seen the cricket fields, the tennis courts, the flower-filled gardens. It was time for tea. A bell rang loudly and the girls looked cheerful. "Goody," said Ruth. "Come on, wash first all of you and do your hair. Yours looks awful, Elizabeth." Elizabeth did not like her dark curls being called awful. She went up to her bedroom and did her hair neatly and washed her hands. She was very hungry and thought with pleasure of her currant cake and jam sandwich. "I've got the most gorgeous chocolate cake you ever saw. It just melts in your mouth. You must all have a piece. And I got some homemade shrimp paste that is too delicious for words. You wait till you taste it." Chocolate cake and homemade shrimp paste seemed even more delicious to Elizabeth than currant cake and jam sandwich, which suddenly seemed rather ordinary. She ran downstairs wondering if she would have 2 pieces of Belinda's gorgeous chocolate cake. Tea was laid in the dining room. The long tables were spread with white cloths, and plates with big slices of brown bread and butter were set all the way down. There were some large plain cakes here and there, and some big pots of plum jam. The children put their tuck boxes on a bare table and placed on some empty plates there the cake or sandwich, jam or paste they meant to share at tea. These plates they took to their own table. Once again they were allowed to sit where they liked. Elizabeth put out her sandwich and her currant cake and took her place too. Grace was said, and the boys and girls began to chatter quietly. Suddenly Nora banged the table. She was making an announcement. Everyone at the table stopped speaking. "I nearly forgot to say something. Elizabeth Ellen has made up her mind to not share her things. So I suggest to you all that you do not ask her for her things, and nor does she ask you for her things. She wants it all to herself." "All right," said the other children. They stared at Elizabeth in surprise. Elizabeth went on eating her bread and butter. Next to her was Ruth, opening a large pot of shrimp paste that smelled simply delicious. She passed it around the table but did not offer Elizabeth any. Nobody offered her anything at all. Belinda counted how many people were there at table. 11, and then cut her cake into 10 big pieces. 10 was enough because she missed Elizabeth out, and Elizabeth watched the others munching the chocolate cake, which looked marvelous, and longed for a piece. She cut her currant cake. It looked quite nice, and she suddenly felt that she couldn't eat it all by herself. She must offer it to the others too. She didn't mind being naughty, but being mean was different. "Will you have a piece of my cake?" she asked Ruth. Ruth stared at her. How do you do change your mind?" "No thanks, I've had enough." She offered to everyone, offered it to everyone, but they all said no thank you. But nobody would have any of Elizabeth's cake or her sandwich either. Everyone else had either cut up half or all their cakes, had either finished up their pots of jam or paste. Only Elizabeth's cake and sandwich stood almost untouched on their plates. A bell rang. Miss Thomas stood up and spoke to the girls and boys. "You may go out to play, but the new children must stay behind in the playroom to see the headmistresses." So Helen, Elizabeth, and Belinda went to the playroom, and also 2 boys named Kenneth and Ronald. They set the gramophone going. Belinda did a funny dance and made them all laugh. Then someone poked their head at the door and called to the children. "Miss Bell and Miss Best are waiting for you. Go and line up outside the drawing room, and mind you say you're going to do your best in Whyteleafe school, and will work and play hard." They all made an orderly line. After that orderly line, Elizabeth was after Belinda. When Belinda came back from the drawing room, she said, "You aren't to go in, Elizabeth," she said, "and for goodness sake, behave yourself." "Well, I'm not going to say I shall work hard and play hard," said Elizabeth to herself. "I work just to warn them that I won't stay here, and I'll be so bad they will have to send me away. I won't stay at this horrid school." So everyone, that's all of chapter 4 today. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, ring the notification button, and respond to my posts. And if you want more amazing video, please comment, or otherwise please comment in my posts. So bye.